Hey there, folks. How we doing? It's 5:29 p.m. Friday, February 16th, 2018. I had taken care of what I needed to do this morning. It wasn't too much to do. I was kind of like having a day off. I didn't even work on a book today, which is very unusual. My head got worked on real hard. My heart's been getting hammered hard the last 2 days. Yesterday morning I had another it's about 5, 6, 7 hard shots in the heart. It's like someone sticking an ice pick in you, but a little thicker. If you've ever had a minor heart attack, you'll know what's going on. Some people say it was chest pain, it was gas. No, once you've had a good one, you relate to it. Anyway, so this morning I had a little bit of an issue, and it was relax time. Well, I've been wanting to make a quick video about something that so many people involved in this new awakening, they care. They know things are wrong. They can feel it. They're so strong with their heart. Well, they've been having a hard time. Most of them, most everyone, most of y'all are strong heart energy, and you have a hard time seeing with your heart. You have a hard time seeing actual vision, but yet you know things. So I want to explain that to you in a little bit. Actually, in just a minute, but I refuse to take pain meds. So every once in a while I have something, a glass of wine or a drink or something to try to take excuse me, try and take the edge off of the pain. Kind of funny getting to this point and trying to get out of here. Feels rough. You're tired, weak. When your heart starts going too, man, you're weak. Anyway, didn't want to make the video about that. It's not. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about how you see with your heart and help you understand how that's working. But beforehand, I was just relaxing watching a video on TV series. It's Netflix. I was relaxing watching it, and all of a sudden, one of my oldest Black Panther parts of me, these are parts of me that have come off. Originally, when I looked at them, I thought they were like animal spirit guides, but they represented different parts of my character, and I thought, okay, well, that's normal, you know. Those of you that are really strong pineal, you usually have a hawk coming around. Anyway, solar plexus can be wolf, bear. Heart can be bear too. But anyway, most of us have a variety of animals hanging around. Well, I found out that there were other parts of myself just kind of pushed away. Like they were kind of like pushed out of myself, and they could talk to me. So they didn't have to go through this filter in the top of my head. They just come in to the side of the head right here. So anyway, he said real quick that they're coming now. They're putting it together. Everything's coming in line. And I'm like, all right, what the hell are you talking about? So I shut down the TV program, and I just looked at it. And I said, okay, farming, coming in, large equipment being shipped in. And then I saw these beings, they're from 6 to 8 foot tall, usually about 8 foot, around 8 foot, a little less. They're tall, very slender. Again, that gray and dull silver looking skin, very thick. And they're very humanoid in the face. The bodies are thicker than like Serpoian grays, but the head comes up and actually bulges out a little bit. And I looked at him, and I'm trying to, I try to stay away from names, because whatever name we use on one planet, it'll be in something else on another. It's just that when we talk about folks, we need a name. But these people are transporters. Because I looked at them and said, no, they didn't build the machinery. They're not using it. They're coming in, they're dropping it off, and they're taking off to get more. And these people are coming from real far away. And this equipment belongs to a lot of our friends. They're getting ready to have things set up here, so when it's time, they have the equipment to come down here to the Earth's surface and start farming for us, helping us feed ourselves. This has been going on for the longest time. I'm looking at different stuff happening, the way things have happened here in the past, where they talk about the U.S. government working with the ETs that they just came here. And 1921 is the first time they crash landed here, and we found out about them. 1926 we had our first treaty. So whatever other people want to say, this, I don't care. Good. But that's what happened. Anyway, give me just a minute. Okay. I started looking at what's going on, and this part of me, that's Black Panther understanding energy, the best I can describe it. He was saying they're all coming in now to start bringing this stuff in. They've made the other side, not the other side, like the second dimension. Excuse me. Actually, that's where it starts. The order comes in, the decision to make something happen. They'll push it along, but right now a lot of the stuff we're doing in body, we do it ourselves. And they have decided over there it's time to hurry up and start and get this going. I'm just about, this body, just about dead. I'm just about out of here. And one of the biggest things we need to do on this planet, well, the first thing that had to happen was getting rid of the problematic Anunnaki. Remember, Anunnaki are cool, but the problematic Anunnaki, they suck. Now, those that have been here for, honestly, over 10 million years, generations, a lot of these folks are really cool. But the ones that were controlling them, trash. Almost every one of them has been killed, captured, or they've integrated themselves into what's going on to fix everything, because they were here. The head of the Russia clan, a female. The head of the Arkansas clan, both friends of mine. Telepathy, friends of mine. They know me, I know them. And they've been working here for a long time, trying to get things moving. They were part of the resistance. So that's two major players in the top 7 clans, the ruling 7 clan class of Anunnaki here on this planet, not outside. Okay, so anyway, by March of this year, they're going to have a large, the beginning of a very large amount of equipment that's here to literally be brought down to the earth to start forming different parts of it. And a lot of the stuff they're planning is this plant that the Illyrian are so big on. They're not the only ones, but they're really good with it. Excuse me, they're really up on this one major crop that has all the protein in it. You know, proteins, a lot more than proteins available to us here. And that's what they use for these, what people call food synthesizers or whatever, the protein synthesizers, food replicators. So anyway, by September of this year, they're going to have most all the equipment, pretty much all the equipment they need that they're, you know, setting aside right now to come here. It should be in December that you wind up meeting this ambassador of the Alliance. He'll be very humanoid. Looking at him, he's more platy than anything else. But he's a mixture too. We're all hybrids. People used to say, Jay, you know, what's your nationality? And excuse me, I knew it was a strong German, and I had other stuff in there, so I just called myself a Heinz, like Heinz ketchup, 57 varieties. In the older races, there's even more of that. Anyway, so in September they'll have that equipment here. The Illyrian will be working with most of it. They have a lot of really good equipment themselves, but it takes more. And these other folks, this other race I was talking about, they transport stuff. They have huge ships, very solid. They're fast, and this stuff is coming from 2/3 of the way, not through the universe, but through a major sector, whatever sector it is we're in. I can't tell you where it's outlined from one area to another. I could if I don't know, got out some star maps and spent 4 hours trying to, you know, locate it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. What matters is that these folks are here taking care of stuff. And that other ET video I was talking about stuff on the internet. There was something else that popped up in front of my face, so I took care of it. I got to make some spheres here real quick, and not now, not till tomorrow. I'm done for the day. But I'll make some spheres and get some stuff done on the book, get these spheres made, and then get back to get that. I got to hurry and get that video out so it can be done. But anyway, it's important you know that this stuff is coming here. You'll find out later. So they're going to be working with us, tearing up soil all over the planet, fertilizing it. Stupid little male idiot. Another one bites at us. So tired of being messed with by other stupid idiots. All the stupid idiots on the other side. I'm ready for them to be gone. I'm ready to be gone so I can get rid of the rest of them. Anyway, so that's what's going on with ET thing. I wanted to get that, hurry up and get that done. Now this other thing, when you're pineal, you use the pineal gland. Your spirit itself goes through your core, comes out through your body, including the hypothalamus, but it comes out, it goes into the pineal. And then in the pineal, mostly from the core, it shoots out, goes into it goes from the core towards the pineal, and it shoots out energy into a field. It's like a glowing field. And then from there, you reach out into the field. Then it goes to wherever you're going to see something, and then that comes back through the field and goes into this energy field, and then it goes into the pineal. This third book that I'm writing, it's more than my life's work. I sit here writing, I see just so much. working with myself through the field. It's incredible what's in there. And I'm adding a whole lot of stuff about frequencies, what the auric expressions are. That's in one of the DVDs. Except I've even put a little more in there than what was in there before. The different stones with some of the energy in it and some combinations of it. For powering yourself up, for protecting yourself, for strengthening your core, your heart, solar plexus, base, root, dealing with emotions. There's so many different classifications. When you know where you want to do some work on yourself, it'll be right there. The strongest stones you need for that area. I don't know how many different kinds of stones there are. Probably 1,000, but you know what? There's not that many in the book. Sorry, but there's a lot. There's a description of the stone, its characteristics, its energy characteristics, all relative to this basic process in there. Pineal. One of the biggest, most important parts of the book, as far as using your abilities, is how your network, how your metability, your metaphysical abilities, your metability network in your body. Where's the energy come from? How's your spirit energy thrown to the body, moving through your body to do things? Where's the control? What controls it? Then there's a center point. There's a power point that feeds everything, the core spirit core, and how it moves through the body. It goes through the different glands and everything else. I explain that in such detail. I understand that. You know, I am different, whatever. I've proven that. But it's not about me. It's about the information I'm leaving for you. That book, everything in the first book, you've never had access to it. Not on this planet, not any planet. No one has ever had the access to this information that's in the first book, period. Number two, the second book, same thing with it. Takes you from the beginning into to about 2015. And then this third book takes you from there onto what's to present, and then into the future, basically what's going to happen as far as the way things are going to flow, the way things are going to be grouped, some basic things that are going to be happening. But there's so much more in there about your body, how it works, how the metaphysical abilities flow, how each individual metability develops, where it comes from, how it starts, how it's controlled. As part of its physical stuff, the nervous system. There's stuff that doctors have looked at, and genealogists, I guess, that I've talked with, and I tell them what's going on, how things work, and they said, "Damn, it fits." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm watching it. That's all. I'm no genius. I just want you to happen. If you're standing at the intersection watching the cars go by, you can tell someone else what's happening. They just haven't learned how to use their abilities like that yet. And, all right, I'm really strong, but it doesn't mean you can't do most all these same things. It's just cranking other people up, which is really that, and dealing with problematic spirit. Anyway, there's the third book is so much more profound than the first two. Y'all get it. You'll understand. That's going to become a very popular book to anybody who wants to wake up. It explains so much, it's ridiculous. But the depth, as I'm writing it, like I said, that part of me that's a field, I'm just information's flooding in. As I'm writing it, things that I knew, I understand deeper, see and feel, and I see more, and the wording is just coming to me, so I'm putting it out. So you're all going to love that. Now let's go back to the heart energy. See, When someone's pineal field is the strongest part, their strongest metability is pineal related, then they literally see things multidimensionally, and you can go really far out there to see this. When someone is solar plexus, they see mostly through the scanner, which is mostly this dimension, and they, well, basically just this dimension, just barely above, just barely below, but mostly this dimension. Excuse me. Now, with a heart, speaking of which, just give me a second. Okay, with the heart, when people are heart-based, they know things right away, but they don't. What they don't understand, what they don't know, is how they got to that knowledge. There are more people with heart energy that say, "I knew this, and I had no idea how. I had no idea. I don't know how the hell I knew that. I didn't trust it, and so I said no. I must use my conscious mind to come to a better decision," and then they fuck up because the conscious mind ain't shit compared to their heart. Sorry, folks. I got a lot of pain going on right now. My heart hurts like hell. So I'm getting aggressive. Anyway, I never say sorry. I just don't need to get aggressive like that. Anyway, so the thing is, when people are heart-based, I'll tell Deanna. Deanna's got strong pineal, but she's heart-based. I'll say, look at this, person, and she'll go look at it, and she hesitates, and I'm in her head. I'm looking at what she's seeing, and I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll say, that's too long. Now, what did you see already? Well, the first thing I thought was this. I said, well, that's what it was. Heart people, I swear, 90-something% of y'all, you see it right the first time. It's when you think about it, it screws you up. And then, when it's not what you try to use your conscious mind to make it, to think it should be, and you're wrong, but you were right the first time, what do? You lose confidence in yourself. I'm trying to break this bad habit. I've said so many times in writing books and everything else on video, all the videos mostly, just every once in a while on video, that I want you to trust yourself. I want you to have as much faith in yourself as I have in you. People, this is a natural thing. The problem with the heart energy, those of you that are strongest in the heart, and most of us involved in this new awakening, the real awakening, the only awakening, are your heart. What does the heart do? Creates feelings. Okay? Remember, it grabs the data from the brain, and then it grabs emotion from the base chakra, and then pulls it up. And what's an emotion? Man, I even explain that in this third book. Wait till you read this thing. It'll blow your minds. There's scientists already very interested in this. Psychiatrists and psychologists, yes, very interested. Medical doctors, most of them, like, this is how it is. This is what I know. I make a lot of money. Frack off. That's most medical doctors, but not all of them. Anyway, so we know the heart gets data from the brain, and the base chakra puts it together, creates a feeling, sends the feeling out. And I explain this in absolute detail, how it starts, how it originated, how all the things come together, how it works, how it continues to work, how it talks with other hearts. But the heart, anywhere from 25 to 40% of your heart energy, the heart focal point energy field, is literally touching the core. What goes in and out of the core? Everything that comes from, everything is routed through the hypothalamus. Okay, it's like it's a nexus. It's a center point. It's a meeting point. It doesn't control everything, but it's the center meeting point of all your metaphysical abilities, and it's right there in part of the vortex that is the upper part of your spirit core. So all this information is going through the hypothalamus, which goes where? It dumps right into the core. So your heart does pick up information from the pineal. Excuse me. It gets information from the scanner. It gets information from the gut. But also the heart has its own power, personal power, singular power that belongs to the heart. And it just literally goes out, reaches out, and comes back in. And you going off planet with your heart is no problem whatsoever. Once you relax, open up, start becoming yourself, you can go out and feel really far away. That's almost another discussion right now, trying to go into more depth. That's what the book's for, okay? Deanna and I are trying to get some of those DVDs on digital stuff so they can just be downloaded. Anyway, so the difficulty with the heart and the hypothalamus together, working through the spirit core, create understanding. That in the brain too, create understanding. So the heart is getting information from all over the place. The scanner, the pineal field, the gut feeling coming from the heart itself, coming straight into the crown through the source field. Okay, and the heart's grabbing, accessing all this stuff. The heart, when you go to, when you're heart-based and you go to, I'll say, hey, what do these people look like? And if you're heart-based, you go look. And then you immediately, you know, but you never saw the picture. You just know. That's the easiest. That's the easiest way for someone to try to start to second guess themselves. You know, but how do you know? So therefore, you don't trust it. After a while, you'll finally start trusting yourself. People with heart energy are the easiest to screw with when you're spirit on the other side and you don't want them to see, because of this exact fact. All that is changing, but you still need to learn how to start trusting yourself. When you're heart-based energy, you understand first. Your heart gets all that information, and then it again goes back into the hypothalamus in the brain, and then between the heart and the hypothalamus, most of it happening in the hypothalamus and going back down to the brain, back down to the heart, but the heart's a major contributor, and it is slightly involved with the processing of the hypothalamus to create understanding. So you understand it before you can differentiate from that the different information that came from the scanner or the pineal. The main power that's going through here is understanding. And then once you have that understanding, you have to relax more, pick apart energy for the pineal, pick apart energy from the scanner. You have to separate that to find out why you knew that correctly. That takes time. But so many people, so many wonderful, loving people have such good heart energy. And they don't trust themselves when they are very, very trustworthy. And that's keeping them from waking up. And it's, if we were taught at an early age to do this, and if we weren't made by the original first being male and female, all that controlled while they were still alive to be like this, and to control things to be like this, so we couldn't see them. So we couldn't see the original first being, male and female, everything they were doing to everybody, especially us. Then things would be different. Even our friends from other races, most all of them, they've had a very hard time seeing things in the second dimension. It was kept a secret. The field kept you from getting there. It had a little bit of a silver lining, silver energy shield going around the outer part of the. Well, if you have the second dimension here, I can't use my left arm much. My heart hurts. The second dimension here, and then the third dimension's over, like a big shell like that, in between the two of them, but touching that barrier that's in between the second and third dimension. It's on the third dimension side of the barrier between the third and second dimension, like a thin silver shield, and it keeps information. It kept people from being able to see much through it. The ones that had a better time doing it with a Drock than the Antids are almost that strong. And I'm talking, that's incredibly powerful, folks. Anyway, but all that's changing. The idea is that when you're in a body having a life, that you can see through that barrier. That you can see everyone else over there. What the hell's the sense in that? I'll tell you what. When you come into a body, you're not freaking out. You remember being home. You can call home anytime you want. You didn't wake up in a boarding school on the other side of the United States and you're like, who am I? What am I doing here? What's going on? Why is this happening? Nah. You know what's going on because you can talk. You can see there. You can talk to everyone over there. And you know you're in a body having a life to develop yourself. It makes you more eager to try to learn and do what you can to help yourself while you're there. And if no one's beating you up while you're in a body, it's not, you know, it's not painful like that. It's still wrong. It's going to be fixed, but it doesn't matter. It's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole new story. You need to have that, and that helps you calm down, which helps your abilities, helps your abilities get even stronger. I need to shut this video down. Anyway, folks, when you're hard energy, let's trust ourselves, huh? Do this. Go to see something, or when you think to understand something, write it down. And then play around with yourself. It's a normal, natural thing to doubt yourself. Every life you've had, you were made to doubt yourself. Try not to, okay? Well over 80% of the time you're correct. When you first see something, if you accept it for what it is, you don't try to get too technical about it, you're right way over 90% of the time. The thing is understanding what you're seeing. Okay? Now, when you're hard energy, you have strong understanding that something was something, but it's harder to put the faith in it. You will. It'd be so nice if there was a switch I could turn on, but you know, hey, I didn't have one either. But there just isn't one. But it's going to continue to get easier and easier and easier to see. Oh, I got to get out of here, folks. Love you. Take care and just try to trust yourself. Have more faith in yourself. Trust yourself. And there's no big thing about being incorrect. The word wrong, I should never use it again. You might be incorrect about something, but that's not being wrong. The only thing that's wrong is not doing anything. The only thing that's just call it incorrect is not trusting yourself. You're gonna make small, incorrect assumptions. Don't worry about it. Remember, every artist has made a mistake. Every mathematician, every race car driver is wrecked. Every baker has thrown some of his, product in the garbage. Don't worry about it. You can't fail unless you quit. Love you, folks. Have a good one.